He'll go for early. I think he might start early, so we gotta be ready for that. Well, that's when he fights fighters like Zab Judah who don't get in shape for fights, and Manny Pacquiao does, and we won't get tired, believe me.
Would it be different from the Mayweather you fought with De La Hoya 3 years ago?
Yeah, I think he's older and slower.
To be a greatest is not based on your record undefeated. Because there's so many fighters na nag-retire na undefeated.
Yeah.
Manny Pacquiao back at wild card, like he's never left, ready to go again, working with Freddie Roach. I feel like I'm back in 2010, the Wayback Machine. Pacquiao looked pretty good in some of the videos that I saw, like he wasn't in horrible shape.
What if Floyd Mayweather loses his perfect record for the first time ever? Pacquiao says this time everything will change. Freddie Roach gives a serious warning to Mayweather. He confidently says that Manny Pacquiao has now mastered every important technique in boxing. According to him, Pacquiao is coming into the rematch fully prepared, more focused than ever, and completely determined to win in a clear and dominant way.
That you saw that Pacquiao has his fire back. When did you see that move, or when did that come into your conscience?
When I watched him sparring for the first 2 weeks, it was just, the in and out, the speed, making the guy, catching the guy 3-4 punch combination, getting out, making a miss. It was enjoyable to watch. It really was.
Manny Pacquiao trains intense.
Manny Pacquiao is training very hard with Freddie Roach on the mitts. He is showing incredible speed, sharp and clean combinations, and strong discipline. His focus and determination are clearly visible as he prepares himself for the upcoming fight. Manny Pacquiao speaks with full confidence and belief. He says that he will give Floyd Mayweather the first loss of his career. His goal is to break Mayweather's perfect 5-0 record and make history in boxing. Freddie Roach looks back at their first fight. He explains that Floyd Mayweather was in control during most of the match. At the same time, Pacquiao was older, less sharp, and not in his best condition, which affected his performance. Manny Pacquiao shares his opinion about greatness. He says that being undefeated does not automatically make someone the greatest boxer. He highlights his own achievement of winning world titles in 8 different weight divisions, which is something very rare in boxing history. Pacquiao also criticizes Floyd Mayweather's personality.
Ano kaya advantage mo?
God willing, mag-anuan tayo, mag-isay natin mabuti. Paghandaan na natin mabuti para magandang laban na may pakita natin.
He describes him as someone who is boastful and very focused on material things. He suggests that Mayweather shows too much pride, cares a lot about money, and does not show enough humility outside the ring. On the other hand, Pacquiao shows his dedication through his actions. He trains hard every day and stays focused on improving himself. He believes that actions are more important than words, and instead of talking too much, he puts all his energy into discipline, preparation, and hard work.
More fire.
I don't know, you think about that it got to that point, and Floyd played the game. He played the waiting game, and he won.
Yes.
He got paid. He got Pacquiao at an age where he knew that his punches weren't going to hurt him.
Yes.
He could avoid him.
He could avoid
and it was an older fighter.
It was. And when Pacquiao fought his last fight in Australia, after the fight, I said, Manny, I said, you know what? I says, I think being a senator and being a fighter at the same time is like maybe a little bit too much, because I said, you know, it's hard enough being a world champion fighter, or it might be just as hard being a senator. But I says, I think that you should strongly think about giving one of those up for now and choose the one that you like best. And he has not.
Dan Patrick raises an interesting question about the rematch. He wonders if people really want to see this fight again. He suggests that public interest might not be as strong as expected, even though both fighters are legends. Roy Jones Jr. speaks with great respect when talking about Manny Pacquiao.
I can claim na first 8 different weight division, which is the hardest accomplishment na in boxing.
And the only one.
The only one.
Division.
First, diba? Yung kumbaga, that's the hardest accomplishment in boxing ma-achieve. And also, yung blessings ng Panginoon na naging champion ako in 4 different decades. Do you imagine that? Bihira yung mangyari. First time in history na a fighter who became a champion in four different decades. So 90s, 2000, 2010, 2020. So bihira mangyari yan. So
he says that Pacquiao's brilliance in the ring is very special. According to him, Pacquiao's biggest strength is not just his power, but his constant movement and unpredictable rhythm. He explains that Pacquiao never stays still, which makes him very hard to hit. His footwork and angles allow him to attack from unexpected directions. This creates confusion for even the most skilled opponents. Every move he makes has a purpose, and each step helps set up his next punch.
Conversation, you say, I don't like boastful people. How was it like fighting Mayweather then? Did he get on your nerves? Because I feel like he's a little bit more boastful than the people you might be wanting to hang out with.
Yeah, he's boastful. I think his God is the material things, money, everything like that. I'm pretty with him because I want to share the word of God in him if he believe God.
Yeah, I've heard he's a generous man. I think he's done good things. I think, you know, he kind of reminds me of like a lot of people are like this, by the way, including myself. I'm not just saying him. I'm including myself. The man who goes up to Jesus and says, what should I do to get into heaven? He says, sell all your belongings. And he walked away crying.
Boring fighter. I mean, you know, the presentation is flashy, but he's a defense-first fighter. There's nothing to, when you watch him, you go, oh, okay, didn't get hit again, and he didn't get hit again. You know, tactically, he's brilliant, but not exciting. So, hey, if you sign up for it, go get him. Must be, it'll be September, so maybe it's a slow night for you, and you go, well, maybe I'll just buy this fight. Let me see these two guys lean on each other. But I don't know if this has to do, you know, boxers never retire.
Dan Patrick shares another thoughtful and slightly critical opinion about the rematch. He questions whether fans are truly asking for this fight or if other reasons are behind it. He jokingly says that boxing seems to be entering a stage where old legends might keep coming back, mentioning names like Tommy Hearns, Marvin Hagler, and Mike Tyson. His tone shows concern that the sport might be relying too much on nostalgia instead of creating new stars.